We would all want to believe that if we truly put our minds to something, we could be unstoppable, but the reality is that it takes a lot of effort and a lot of experience to get to that point. You can't suddenly wake up one day and be unstoppable. It doesn't work like that. It takes time, attention, and devotion to establish the mentality and the habits that allow you to be the unstoppable force of nature. This attitude and these habits are what allow you to be unstoppable. You have that desire. Those who are truly invincible are few and far between, but there is one sort of guy that represents this force, and that is the Sigma male. I will go into the theories and concepts that make Sigma males unbeatable in this video. Sigma males are poised and self-assured, and while they have a propensity to be reserved, when the occasion calls for it, they are frank, forthright, and direct in their communication. They aren't always seen as the good guys as a result of this, but they do get a lot of respect for their ability to keep a cool head and remain calm in high-pressure circumstances. The Sigma is a mystery, and it would appear that nothing can defeat him or destroy him. So what are the presents? The solution is in his outlook on life, which may be summed up in a character trait known as Stoicism. Well, the answer lies in his outlook on life. Stoicism, which has its roots in ancient Greece and Rome, is an integral part of how Sigma males live their lives on a day-to-day basis, and the two go hand in hand. It is a pragmatic approach to the way one ought to go about living their life. However, even in this day and age, the majority of people continue to misunderstand its ideology. When people hear the word Stoicism, they frequently form the erroneous impression about the philosophy. It's possible that they'll associate it with an absence of feeling, but that's not the case at all, as we'll see from Socrates through Plato, Seneca to Marcos and Tator. This is the ideology that the Sigma male is expected to live by, regardless of whether or not he means to. It is what keeps him rooted in reality and what bestows upon him the unquenchable capacity to achieve success in everything he sets his mind to. Stoics, like the Sigma, believe that at our most fundamental level, we are all equal and that the nature of the connections we have with one another is unaffected by factors like as money, power, prestige, or property. There is no social significance attached to any of those objects. Being emotionless is not the goal here. Rather, it is about taking responsibility for how we react to the environment around us. The Sigma is able to maintain such a high level of composure that he may appear to be emotionless. However, the truth is that he merely doesn't reveal what he's feeling, and most importantly, he is unaffected by the events that are taking on around him. He doesn't complain about the state of the world and is content enough with himself to face the facts. Many of us would rather bury our heads in the sand, but then we are crushed, startled, and outraged when things happen to us that we couldn't have prevented. But if you continue to bury your head in the sand, how can you possibly anticipate what's going to happen? That is the Sigma. He is open to any option, regardless of how difficult it may be to understand the truth of the situation. This also indicates that the Sigma is at peace with his own mortality as well as the mortality of everyone else in his environment. Because of this, pointless conversation and trivial drama are not worth his attention in his opinion. Because of this, the Sigma does not like to beat about the bush and would rather get straight to the issue, preferring to use a rapid-fire strategy to identify what is vital and what is not necessary. To go right to the point and to be frank and direct. There is no way to tell for sure which day will be your last. Therefore, the individual is able to continue to focus on the things that are vital and get rid of the fluff that he wouldn't bother with if he wasn't going to wake up the next day, since he is able to do this because he has accepted this. Because he practices mindfulness, the Sigma is able to take into account all of the options. He is always ready for anything that may occur and always has a contingency plan in place for how he is going to handle things if they don't work out or how he is going to handle unforeseen events that may arise. One of the most important aspects of socialism is mindfulness, which is a practice that the Sigma finds himself participating in rather frequently. Because he loses his cool or becomes passionate over things that are beyond his control, he is forced to acknowledge the aspects of his life that he cannot influence. Instead of emotionally responding or attempting to alter things that he can't control, we squander valuable energy and end up holding negativity inside ourselves, which eventually becomes festering and causes harm to the fabric of our being. The Sigma modifies his perspective on the situation. And it is precisely this adjustment in viewpoint that enables him to enjoy one of the most tranquil and fulfilled lives that can possibly be imagined by a human being. He protects his joy from things happening in the outer world. His mind transforms into an impregnable stronghold, which only enables him to proceed on his own trip while simultaneously rendering him invincible. He not only has a clear perspective on the world, but he is also a vision. He is able to envision what the world could be like if everyone with the Sigma talents in reasoning and strategy worked together. Because of his boldness and determination, he is the kind of person who is truly capable of turning his idea into reality or of making things better in some way. He has a global perspective. He is aware of the way contemporary civilization has progressed, yet he opts not to participate in it. The Sigma does not completely succumb to the materialistic tendencies that are prevalent in today's culture. He sees how our consumerist culture generates more desire than it satisfies, how people have become so estranged from one another and from being who they truly are as a result of their unquenchable desire to become the next big thing or to keep up with the Joneses. He also sees how our culture is responsible for the disconnection that exists between people. But Arthur Jones truly enjoys life to this extent. We spend the majority of our lives toiling away at jobs, saving up money, and splurging on pointless possessions and fleeting fads in the mistaken belief that fulfillment and contentment are waiting for us at the conclusion of this arduous journey. However, that fleeting sensation never sticks around for too long. The true reality could not care less about one's things of a materialistic nature. What kind of clothes he wears, what kind of automobile he drives, and whether or not he has the most recent iPhone model. He is thankful for the things that he does have, the things that genuinely matter to him and the things that have true significance for him. His experiences shape not just his ambitions and hobbies, but also his mental and physical well-being. His academic training. He possesses an extraordinary amount of wit and intelligence in his makeup. Constantly making an effort to increase the amount he has learned from a range of sources in order to improve his understanding of the world around him and maintain his level of accomplishment in a number of areas. He views each new day as an opportunity to improve himself by acquiring new skills and acquiring more information than he did the day before. And the more he understands, the more intriguing life becomes to him, and the more he realizes how much it's worth living. It's not about chasing thrills from the outside world or participating in hedonistic pursuits. Rather, he finds joy and contentment in furthery. His own awareness of the world around him, and making authentic connections with people. Because he has such a strong distaste for what other people are doing, he does not succumb to the influence of peer pressure, and he is not influenced by the words or deeds of other people. And this frees him up to pursue opportunities and have experiences that can further enhance his life and help him to grow and succeed. And this frees him up to explore opportunities and have experiences that can further enrich his life. Marcus Aurelius once stated that when there is a barrier to action, it encourages people to take action. In essence, what is standing in your way might become the path that you choose. This is most evident in the form of the Sigma. When he is confronted with challenges and difficulties, he does not view them as something terrible to stress out about but rather as a normal and expected part of the trip as well as an unanticipated chance to be successful. Now all that is required of him is to maintain his composure and figure out how to go past the obstacle, which he believes to be insurmountable. The Stoic Sigma places a strong emphasis on honesty. Sincerity and genuineness are essential. He is not the kind to seek the favor of others and does not feel the need to portray himself as someone he is not. He is well aware of who he is and what he is capable of doing. Regardless of whether or not he is successful, he contributes everything he has, which is all that is necessary. He would never compromise his principles in order to gain acceptance. It's not how other people see you that matters the most, but how you see yourself and how you feel about yourself. And this is relevant to the workplace. When it comes to his professional life, the Sigma will always look out first and foremost for his own integrity and progress, rather than competing with alpha and beta males for the top place in the hierarchy. This is in contrast to how the alpha and beta males approach their work. Regardless of the circumstances, the Sigma possesses an outstanding work ethic, one that is consistent and unshakable, as well as all of the characteristics of a natural leader. Nevertheless, he won't worry about filling that function unless he comes to the conclusion that he ought to. He is going to be successful in whatever role he takes on in the future. And this is not just because of his devotion and determination, but also because he refuses to get caught up in rivalry or office politics. Because of this, he is able to concentrate on the work at hand, generating the finest results, and thereby developing both professionally and personally. But what happens if he actually does something wrong? It really isn't that big of a concern. and he won't even give himself a second thought about it. I mean, what exactly is the point of that? Is he no longer able to exercise control over that? He understands that mistakes are a necessary component of development and views them as educational opportunities. As a result, he utilizes them as motivation to attain his goals, which results in achievement that is all the more satisfying. This tenacity, along with the resiliency he possesses, helps to make him a. He won't give up until he has what he wants, and he'll fight to the very end. There is no way to impede his progress. He'll simply find a way to go past you, and of course, the Sigma won't spend his time disputing with him whether it's at business or in his personal life. He'll just find a way. He does not exhibit any outward manifestations of emotion. Instead, he adheres to the philosophy that one should address a problem using logic and reason, which is why he is sometimes characterized as being emotionless. He doesn't understand how being anything other than polite, attentive, and calm could possibly be beneficial to anybody or anything. Even if he enjoys actively listening more than speaking, it's possible that he doesn't have anything to see. On tribute, he does not lack the capacity for contemplation. The Sigma possesses a great level of thought. He is continually taking in the world around him from an objective point of view and musing over the wonders and workings of the cosmos, well aware of the insignificance of human life in comparison to the greater scheme of things. The more he is able to establish a foundational grasp of how the mechanisms of life operate, the more unstoppable he will become. Therefore, the Sigma will cheerfully spend hours pondering the wonders and complexities of life within his own head, attempting to make sense of it all. In the end, there is no use in getting worked up about little matters. Because of this, we need to seize every opportunity that comes our way and avoid becoming bogged down in the particulars of everyday life. And because of this, the Sigma is completely unstoppable.
Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And do share with your friends so we may continue to create them. To see more videos like this, subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Additionally, make sure to check out our other videos. Thank you for watching.